Jay Roach has a new movie coming out called The Roses, which is a remake of the 80s classic The War of the Roses. I'm joined today by two of the stars, Andy Samberg and Kate McKinnon, and you guys are really known for all of your comedy performances. But The Roses isn't necessarily a straight comedy. Were you guys hired to, come in and bring the comedy to this movie?
I I hope.
Nice.
I think um I think we did do that, Andy.
Complete
I
agree.
think that I think that everyone involved in the production brought what they do best and fused it with this Tony McNamara like dark, cerebral, also grounded sensibility that is his hallmark and what makes him one of the greats of our time. And so we all brought what we do and found its place within that. And um, I always bring anarchy no matter where I go. I can't help it.
Damn straight.
Well, a lot of these characters are strangely unlikable, but at the same time, we enjoy watching them. Can you talk about their relationship and what makes it so wonderfully dysfunctional?
I think they are sort of emblematic of a lot of couples I know, and I think people I've talked to share this, which is you're not sure what it is exactly they get out of it and why they're together, but they're always together and they never break up. And part of the fun of that for Kate and I was finding sort of roads to showing that, and part of the it being really confusing is part of why it's funny and intriguing to us, I think. Again, I don't want to speak on your behalf, my friend.
No, it's true. It's true.
Okay, great.
I also think that they are both of these characters are, they both think that they're funny, but they're not that funny. Whereas Ivy and Theo really are funny. The characters themselves have great senses of humor and make great jokes and are funny. And Andy and I played two people, I think, who made jokes that were not funny, but hopefully are funny to the audience by dint of not being that funny.
Well, one of the things that I found interesting was that this script feels really, really tight, but at the same time, it also felt like you guys were just improvising as you went. I mean, that has to be a difficult feat to pull off.
Um, we improvised, we kept it loose. We also did it exactly as scripted. The script was not it was just flawless. There was nothing really to add except for you know, we wanted to have a bit of fun for ourselves, and then some of that made it in, and um but it was like it was all there in the script. And uh what was the question?
Well, you were doing great for someone who couldn't remember the question.
Oh, yes, yes, so there was the looseness came from, I think, the natural list, the naturalism of the dialogue as scripted. And then, we added bits and bobs, but it really was his writing is so feels so conversational, and yet is like the jokes are so well written. I don't know how he does it, really. I have to ask.
I know you've worked with Jay Roach before, Kate, so Andy, this question's for you. What was it like working with him, and how does he get these great performances?
I mean, my experience with him was he gives you room to explore it a little bit. I mean, we're talking about someone who worked closely with Mike Myers and Ben Stiller to start, who are two of the most like powerhouse comedy people of the last, what, 2, 3 decades. And I think because of that, he understands that comedians write for themselves in a way no one else can. It's the reason we got to the place of being a comedian is because we understand how to present ourselves in a way that will elicit laughter. Um, and, we can go back even further and be like, we've honed that skill in order to survive, but now we get paid for it, which is nice. But so I think Jay, he's he's magical because he gives you space and he lets you do things you want to do, but he also is completely macro, making sure it's all moving forward and that the things that he knows from the script are going to be what the focus are once you get to editing are being focused on, and that he's covering it all. He's getting it scripted, he's getting it playful, he's doing all the things you need to do because he's done it a million times and he's just fully in his element on set directing. So I guess that's a long way of saying he just makes you feel at ease. And like he's so calm and thoughtful and kind that even there'd be a moment here or there where he'd be like, yeah, we actually, we got about 30 seconds left before we got to wrap. So if there's anything you want to try, and I'd be like, what? Like anyone else would be like, go, 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 go. And he just doesn't go there. That's not his personality. And it for me, it made me feel very at ease.
Yeah, and I really think you can feel that as an audience member. My last question's for you, Kate, if that's okay. In a movie like this, there are parts that you're in, but then there are whole plot lines that you're not. So what's it like whenever you watch the movie and you start seeing all these scenes that you weren't involved in at all, like the stuff with Benedict Cumberbatch and Olivia Colman?
It is both, it's hilarious and you're loving how sardonic the dialogue is, and your heart is breaking because they're so likable as characters and in real life, and the love between them, the intellectual frisson between them is so compelling and so sweet and so grounded that when they are hurling these absolutely vicious barbs at each other, you still believe that they love each other and they're fighting with each other as they're fighting for each other. And it's just it's a complicated set of feelings. It's like you want to watch them like go at each other, and then you want them to just hug and make up. And um there's a lot of pathos there, mixed in with all of the like delicious dialogue, and I just think it's wonderful to watch.